Hello and welcome back to Heritage House. My name's Jasmine. Join me in my kitchen today as I prepare some nourishing food, chat a little bit, and talk about some things that I've been thinking about lately. So every morning after I get breakfast cleaned up, I prep coffee for the next day. I just get this out of the way, and it's something that I just feel sets us up for the next day. Everything's ready, and all I have to do is get up, press the button, and the coffee's on. Either my husband. Typically, it's my husband. So that just is something I always like to do, especially if we're leaving the house that day. Just have it ready to go. I often get it done before we're even done drinking coffee. So that is one of those things that just helps me get ahead and feel like I have got something accomplished. So here I am making some salads. There's nothing like springtime to make you crave fresher, healthier things. Fresh greens, some microgreens, mushrooms, some cheddar cheese, and this just came together and was such a good, refreshing salad. Um, I always try to expose my girls to whatever we're eating and give them a little bit extra of the things that I know they like. So they may or may not eat the greens, but they'll eat the cucumbers and the cheese and the pecans. And my one daughter actually really likes to have salad if she likes the dressing on it, and then some rolled up turkey and that kind of thing. But I always like to give them a little bit of something, even if I know they're not probably going to eat it. That way they just get exposed to things and get used to having a variety of things on their plate and being a little adventurous to try new things. I finished this salad off with some beets and some Italian dressing that's made with avocado oil. If I don't make dressing homemade, I really prefer to find one that's made with avocado oil or olive oil because generally dressings are just packed with things that we really just don't want to put in our body. It's a sneaky thing. You think you're having a salad and you're like, wow, this dressing is not something I want. So this salad was a hit and added a little boiled egg and some onion, and it was great. My girls actually love beets, which is so funny. I remember the first time I gave it to them, I did not think they were going to like it, and they absolutely love them. Now I'm starting on dinner. This was such a hit. It is a loaded sweet potato. I just got the sweet potatoes ready for the oven, baked them, and then got some chicken going. I'll show you how it all comes together. But something I've been thinking about lately is, there's different things we want in life, goals we want, things we want to attain. Maybe we want to have our dream house or a different situation here or there, and how it's easy to get wrapped up thinking about what we want or what we don't have and just get focused on that, focused on like, this is what I want, when really, how much more important is it to think about like the person we want to be and the qualities that we want to have and becoming that person along the way, and not just thinking about having these things or achieving these things or this kind of success. And those things can come and those things are great. But if we forget to be patient and kind and nice along the way, what is the point? If we're not the person we want to be along the way, what is the point of all those things? Um, so that's just something that I thought was really, really good. And specifically, I'm thinking from a biblical mindset and how we're to be Christ-like, and how that is honestly the biggest goal. We can think like, what's your will for my life? What do you want me to do? And how do you want me to spend my time? And, what business do you want me to start? Or how do you want me to live out my calling? And really, the biggest calling we have is to be Christ-like and reflect Christ in the world. And it's easy to forget that and think circumstantially or think of things, that we're doing or accomplishing. And it's easy to get those things mixed up and flipped around. So that was just something that to me is really powerful and really like a reset, like an adjustment, like a chiropractic adjustment, so to speak, in our life and in our priorities, and something that is actually completely free. And when it comes to monetary, it's just what are we putting in to our spirits? What are we feeding on? What are we thinking about? Because those things are going to affect our behaviors and affect how we treat ourselves and our thought life and how we treat the people around us. So, really knowing what the big priority is and the big goals are rather than getting so caught up on the end game and the results. So, I thought that was really, really good. So, here I am cooking this chicken, getting this chicken cooked, going to put it on top of the sweet potatoes, and you really want your skillet to be hot, hot with oil before you put chicken in it, or any meat really, because you're wanting it to sear really quick and you're not wanting it to like steam or get stuck, specifically if you're cooking an iron skillet or a stainless steel pan. You really want to take the time to let it heat up, and then that's when you get the nice little crust on it, the little sear, and when it doesn't stick. So you always want to take your time and let that happen. So these sweet potatoes are nice and baked and caramelized and all that good stuff. The chicken is done. Now it's time to put these potatoes together. So this is a Pecorino Romano, which if you don't know is a sheep cheese, and sheep cheese is always A2. I really try to have A2 dairy. It's just so much easier um, of a dairy to digest and easier on your system. And you can either find A2 cow's milk or sheep and goat milk is always A2. So this cheese just happens to be a raw sheep cheese that's available at Costco at a really, really good price. So Pecorino Romano if you're interested in getting it. So I chopped up the chicken, put some butter on the potato, and I'm going to top it with some barbecue sauce. This is like our favorite barbecue sauce from Sprouts. It's a organic barbecue sauce. And then some microgreens because they just make everything look great and they're so good for you. And then shredding some cheese on top. And these were so good, so easy. My husband loved them. And really such a flexible meal. You could add whatever you wanted to those and just make them your own. So now I'm starting on another dinner, and this is going to be kind of like a chili mac situation. So I'm browning the ground beef, getting that all chopped up and cooked, and then I'm going to add in some onions and some smoked beef sausage. And in this instance, I'm serving it over einkorn noodles. And so I'm not going to be adding any beans because that's going to be a lot of carbohydrates and it's just not necessary since we're doing the noodles. So this is going to be a beanless chili and something different. This is another one I haven't made often, just like the sweet potato, and my husband loved it, and I really need to remember and keep this in my rotation because it was super simple and really yummy. So, back to the same concept of thinking where you're at to something you may want in the future is doing whatever you can now to learn towards something that you may be wanting. Like my husband and I want land. We live in a, suburb subdivision right now, and that can kind of feel a little restricting when you're wanting land and to be able to do things, but there's still things you can do. You can still learn different skills that you may think you would more do when you have land. Like I've learned to make yogurt. I've, started doing a little gardening, just doing things that you think like, oh, I can't do this till later, when really there are some things you can do. Maybe you're limited in, I can't have a dairy cow here. Our HOA would not approve, but I have found a place to source raw milk locally and learn to make my own dairy products that are just much more nourishing and good for you and less processed and don't have the homogenization that is really, questionable. So anyway, like there's things like I can't do everything that I want to do here, but it doesn't mean that I'm limited. So just being creative and thinking outside of the box and realizing you can do something. We can do something in the direction that we want to head. And that's a pretty cool thing. So I browned up that sausage in this Dutch oven and then added in the tomato sauce and diced tomatoes. Now I am adding in the ground beef that I had the onion in, getting that all mixed up. And I also cook some mushrooms on the side. I absolutely love mushrooms sauteed with butter and salt. My girls love it. My husband is not a fan. He's not a mushroom guy. So when I make them, I try to make them on the side, keep him out of his things. And making some jovial pasta, I try to do either their einkorn or their gluten-free, and those are just the best for us. And then I'm serving the noodles, and then serving the chili, the beanless chili, over them with some shredded cheese. And this was really yummy. Little chili mac, something different. If you found this video to be inspiring or encouraging, I want to invite you to subscribe. That would mean so much to me. My heart in making these videos is that they bring you just a moment of peace in your day or some inspiration. I know I value that so much, and that's my heart in doing these. Well, until the next time, I hope you have an amazing week, and I'll see you in the next one.